The MoneroTopia weekly news segment is sponsored by WizardSwap.io, a non-custodial cryptocurrency exchange.
All right, Tony, what's going on, man?
Hey guys, good. How are you guys?
Good. Another week in Monero land. Lots of action. No shortage of drama. All good stuff.
Going for the news is such an emotional roller coaster because we have positive news and we have kind of negative news. So you're going for the whole spectrum. It's funny.
Yeah, lots of things going on. See what we could do summing it up, and then we'll have our special guest, and we'll let the people jump on after that. Viewers on stage.
All right, cool. All right, guys. So welcome to the new section. Let's get into it. We have a lot of interesting stuff to talk about. So the first thing, kind of more light. So somebody said they convinced their school cafeteria to adopt crypto, and he can now pay his $6 coffee with Monero. And they said ever since they stopped accepting cash and exclusively cards, a lot of my friends and teachers, which is nice to see that teachers are into crypto as well, and this individual have been asking for adoption of crypto, and now they're setting up some kind of payment system. Not exactly sure what they're doing, how it works, the person said, which will accept USDC, Sol, XMR, and more. Interested to see how that turns out. We'll update with a video as soon as possible. And so I'm interested of how they are going to implement Monero, and I'm also curious to why the coffee is $6 in a cafeteria. And I guess the person said they're from Germany, but still, it's pretty expensive for a coffee. But if you can purchase it with Monero, then that's cool, and it's nice to see that this person's friends and teachers are into.
The sad part is that's actually not that expensive if you get a coffee out.
Yeah, if you go out, but like school cafeteria, it's a bit too much, unless they only serve. I don't really get coffee, but I don't know, some kind of special matcha latte with, I don't know, crazy stuff. But yeah, it's cool to see. Then moving on, this is a UI/design job opportunity for Monero. So if you want to get paid in Monero, this is a job opportunity. The person is seeking a UI designer for his upcoming website, which aims to replace Get Monero. That's a bit too much. And then RB Runners 7 commented that maybe you meant to compliment and not really replace. And so essentially,
I don't know why the guy just tries to rub everybody the wrong way. I mean, it's kind of funny. I guess he's just constantly trolling. But sure, make your competitive website. I don't think we need to replace the primary source of Monero knowledge, right? It's doing its job. Yeah, but create a competitive one for sure. Just don't shit on the existing one.
Yeah, that's a bit much saying to replace. But essentially he wants to design a sleek, user-friendly, dumbed-down site for retail investors.
And we definitely need that. The more resources, the better. So yeah, especially like we're constantly saying, just use Monero, accept Monero. All right, that's great. Then you have people who are like, sure, I would love to do that. How do I do that? It's like, it's like we definitely need, there's improvement that needs to be made there. Even, we struggle with it, right? We accept Monero, we use WordPress, we were using the Monero gateway for a while, and we just recently moved over to the BTC Pay server. But it wasn't all that easy. It's becoming easier. We have people improving that. Some improvements came out of MoneroTopia conference actually from the hackathon, and they're continuing to work on improving BTC Pay server. But there's a lot of improvements that need to be made overall. So lots of room for opportunity, and good to see that people are jumping on it. Right, so where they're seeing they're picking up the slack. So it's nice to see.
And so in the meantime, it's nice to have as many resources as possible. We also have the Monero Garden by Andreas, which they basically made the Monero understandable in easier formats for retailers. So, but it's obviously not shutting this down, and it's very important to have as many resources as possible. It's funny how he also said that Good Monero is more for a little higher IQ people, and he aims to look up the retail. But yeah, so this is a job opportunity. If anybody is interested to help with this person, then go ahead, because we need more resources. And
Cool.
and then moving on, a bit of Kraken. So they are delisting Monero in Canada in September. Better switch to RetoSwap, said Tux. So they wrote the official statement from Kraken says, at Kraken, we're committed to complying with local regulations, and due to recent compliance requirements in Canada, we'll be delisting XMR for Canadian clients. What you need to know, effective immediately, XMR deposits are paused for Canadian clients. September 2nd, we will disable trading for all XMR pairs for Canadian clients and move accounts to withdrawals only for XMR. XMR withdrawals will remain available after trading is disabled. What to do? If you're a Canadian client holding XMR, please withdraw your XMR to a personal wallet or convert it to another asset before September 2nd. Now, again, in case you're new to the show and new to the whole space, if you have anything in any centralized exchange, like Slave Shortwave said, just use it to pass through. Purchase it if you want, and then put it in a wallet. But don't keep it there, because things can happen. You want to withdraw and then you can't. So use them like a toilet, like Shortwave said. Just use it and leave. And okay, so this Canada's regulatory news does affect coin cards, and essentially what they're saying is that they need to add a small regulatory liquidation fee. So they said over the last few days, Canadian regulators pressured exchanges like Kraken to drop XMR, and they bent the knee. This killed our ability as a Canadian-based company to easily convert XMR back to BTC, CAD, USD, and we still need to cover gift card costs. With centralized exchanges no longer an option, we're forced to use decentralized exchanges and other apps to liquidate XMR. These often come with fees, liquidity costs, and regulatory hurdles/risks. And yeah, so they are going to include a small regulatory liquidation fee, not for profit. It's just pass-through costs. And without it, XMR wouldn't be possible. This isn't about profit again. It's about adapting to a regulatory environment that treats privacy like a crime. We know fees sucks and we don't want to charge them, but yeah, they have to do it for now. Some people suggested that why wouldn't you just switch, your location to some other place in the world. It's not that easy, so it's gonna be interesting to see what they're gonna do. But yeah, that's unfortunate. But still, coin cards is awesome. So then moving on, a bit of Darrow. So 8.3 million crypto he's exposed heist. Evidence suggests Captain executed a sophisticated inflation exploit, creating 2.2 million Darrow from nothing, then systematically sold it over 2 years, October 2022, July 2024, while abandoning project entirely. This is the end, and hashtag Darrow is dead, said Derolytics. Yeah, we've been talking about Darrow on the show for quite a while, but it's crazy. So they said, and you can look more into the research for the full support and evidence, but they said we spent a year de-anonymizing Darrow and built the Derolytics Explorer so everyone could see the truth. Our mission was always to help the community by sharing every finding and every pushing for fixes despite being called fudders. And the Darrow Foundation provided cover for Captain instead of helping the project community, repeatedly lied about communicating with Captain and him working on an upgrade, while downplaying the privacy bug and all other issues we exposed. So this is very interesting, and if you want to take a look on the full report, but yeah, it's on just because it's a privacy crypto, and more will come in the future, but just be careful. Be careful with these things. Yeah, it's sad, and people lost some money in this thing too. Now, moving on, just a quick Donald J. Trump post. And then Lysander retweeted it and said, "How is this not communism?" So Donald J. Trump said, "It is my great honor to report that the U.S. Of America now fully owns and controls 10% of Intel, a great American company that has even more incredible future," which it's a big amount. I mean, BlackRock, I don't know how much BlackRock and Vanguard own, but that's, it's big. It's a big amount to control. And he negotiated this deal with Lip Bhutan, the highly respected chief executive officer of the company. The US paid nothing for these shares, and the shares are now valued at approximately $11 billion. This is a great deal for America and also a great deal for Intel. Building leading edge semiconductors and chips, which is what Intel does, is fundamental to the future of our nation. Make America great again. Thank you for your attention to this matter. And then people in the comments say something, this is communism, this is not communism. But one point that I will bring up to this, which I think makes more sense to our cause, is that, you got to be careful who, you elect sometimes. And in history all the time, you have a very bad regime, and then here comes the revolutionaries, and then they take over, and you think things will be better, but then historically it doesn't really get better. So the true change, is to, it may sound cheesy maybe, but it's just to change yourself, and revolutionaries come. They say they're going to change the system and what they're going to do, and they get in power, and then they become anti-revolutionary because they want to keep the power now, essentially. But yeah, this whole Trump thing is a whole different topic. But that's what I had to say about this. Then Odyssey, this is cool. So Odyssey is working on implementing XMR, their orange pilled. So awesome. Let's go on this tweet. So yeah, Odyssey posted, YouTube has been deleting content already for years. Their new search makes it impossible to find older videos too. When Odyssey is big like YouTube, we may not have everything YouTube has or ever had, but we will over time gain an impressive new library with your help, of course. Then somebody commented, Odyssey implement independent peer-to-peer money, Bitcoin Cash, Monero, Nano, Zeno. For fuck's sake. Also remove that shitcoin you wasted your time on implementing. Nobody wants that crap. And that was a bit aggressive, but they did say we are working on it. So I guess that means that they will implement Monero. I guess they're orange build. So Dash replied, "Hey, let's talk about getting Dash payments. People are excited. I will start using Odyssey every day." So yeah, that'll be awesome to see Monero on Odyssey. Then we have a little whale over here. He tweeted, I've got to spare 50,000 USDT. What's the best exchange to long XMR? He chose MaxC. Now, cool. Make your purchases if you want on centralized exchanges. Buy it and take it out. Just take it out and put it somewhere else. Just don't keep it there. Now, this is a tweet from OFRN XMR. With all the hoopla about Cubic and FCMP, let's not forget about our foundation, one of the most consistent contributors to the code base for 8 years now, addressing HackerOne reports, LWS, a lot of networking code, and important reviews. This is VT Nerd. He's been helping Monero for a long time, years and years and years. And it's true, this is nice to step away from all this drama a little bit, from all the Cubic and anti-Semitic stuff that's been happening. That's just crazy. And let's return to the OGs in the space, VT Nerd being one of them. So yeah, if you want to contribute, please do. It's for an amazing cause, and he's awesome. He's been doing this for a long time, like 8 years approximately. And yeah, so this is 3 months full-time software development on Monero components in 2025, quarter 3, and then work primarily on Monero D, Wallet, Monero LWS, and LWSF. Some of the work to be attempted or investigated, and then he wrote some stuff like code reviews of Monero core PRs. Monero D, Monero LWS bug fixes and HackerOne mitigations as they arrive. Find possible memory leaks in week _PTR PR. A lot of stuff, a lot of work that he's doing. And then some of his biggest features in Monero core repo are Dandelion++, adding supercop ASM speedups to wallet code, 0MQ pub support for new blocks and transactions, and SSL support to peer-to-peer. So yeah, this is about 40 hours a week. He details like how much it is per hour, how much USD, and then how much work he's going to put in and all these things. So yeah, if you have some Monero, if you have some money, put it towards a very good cause. And the amazing work of VT Nerd. Now, we're going to discuss a little bit about Fluffy Pony's research lab, and then I'm just going to basically read through it because I assume we're going to talk about it with our guests or in the viewers on stage, or just guest segments, bodies, very knowledgeable in this. So I'm not going to get too deep into it because they will. But essentially, this is to implement detective mining, pool software change, not protocol change. So this is not a protocol change. There's none of that is required. But he wrote, we should encourage pools to adopt the detective mining strategy from Lee and Kim, which leverages information pools already leak in their job messages to collapse a selfish miner's private lead. Crucially, this is deployable at the pool or Stratum proxy level with no consensus or protocol changes. And basically, because they're going to go more into it, practically if 50% of the Monero hash rate, the largest pools, implement this, then the selfish miners, let's say Cubic, break-even jumps to roughly 42% if tie breaking favors the honest chain, 37% under neutral tie breaking, and 32% if tie breaking favors the attacker. And comparatively, the baseline without detective miners is the classical IL-SAR threshold that can be near 25% when tie breaking favors the attacker, rising toward 1/3 otherwise. If we are between 50% and 100% hash rate adoption across pools, then it wipes out the ability to selfish mine entirely across the tested splits. So yeah, they're going to discuss more, but this is it's very interesting work. And again, no protocol change for this. Now let's see, what do we go into? Let's go into, quickly into this. And it's so just painful to read, but writing code without ill intent is not a crime, says US DOJ official following Tornado Cash verdict. Well, okay. Well, he just got prosecuted. That's cool. But our view is that merely writing code without ill intent is not a crime, obviously. And this is what the Department of Justice's Matthew Galeotti said. And so writing code is not a crime, obviously. Said one of the U.S. Justice Department's top leads in his criminal division, marking a significant departure in how prosecutors plan to view software developers in the digital asset industry. And then, so Galeotti, he spoke at an event on Thursday, hosted by the American Innovation Project. It's a new group created earlier this week. And that's where he said that our view is that merely writing code without ill intent is not a crime. And it's painful to see his speech coming up after Roman Storm was charged guilty of conspiracy to create an unlicensed money transmitting business, which was met with disappointment for many in the industry. And so I don't know, hopefully it will change one day, but yeah, that's what I have to say about this. It's a bit bitter to read. Now, let's get into the 51% attack on Bitcoin. Buddy gave us a little sensational tweet. Oh my fucking god, Bitcoin just got 51% attack. Devs are in panic. Exchanges are shutting down. It's over. Founder just bound Bitcoin forever. Okay, now let's go into this post over here. So Jacob King wrote on X, and I'll read most of it. It's very interesting. So two Bitcoin mining pools now control over 51% of the network. Door is wide open for a 51% attack, which could completely destroy Bitcoin. if you look at this Bitcoin mining pool comparison, and it's breaking down pools and how much they control, right? So we see Foundry USA 33% with End Pool at about 18%, so that's getting there to the 51%. Now, for context, the last and only time this has happened was 11 years ago in 2014 with Ghash.io. They had to voluntarily reduce their hash rate to quell centralization concerns, but panic still ensued and Bitcoin tanked over 87%, making it one of the worst bear markets ever. In 2015, Ghash was hit by severe DDoS attacks targeted by maxis and eventually forced to cease operations. They try to cover up this event and these centralization issues, but they're back up. Today, it's a major topic, and better yet, OTC data already shows many big whales jumping ship. Even Bitcoin guru Crook Michael Saylor has reversed his promised strategy and created a plan to dump/dilute his holdings and exit the Ponzi quickly. He knows exactly what's coming. I'm going to do more research into this plan, and then hopefully we can cover it next time. Let's not forget that the entire market is propped up by three things: fraudulent stablecoin injection, and then emotional retail FOMO. There's a lot of FOMO, and narrative illusions pushed by the Maxi cartel. That's nicely put. And then, once reality sets in about how centralized, manipulated, and useless Bitcoin truly is, everything will collapse faster than ever. It's essentially a giant game of musical chairs. And that's what I think as well, and probably many of us think as well. It just has so many issues, and again, fungibility is a very, very big issue too, besides other things. But now quickly, MXC. So due to lack of real coins, they're limiting withdrawals to 50 XMR. And then somebody wrote on Reddit, so the old days of Binance are back. Binance had a limit of only 10 XMR for a while, so there's still room for it to drop or close forever. Somebody said in the comments section, that's very good news. Monero is getting more scarce. There will be a time people will visit people with Monero to buy from them in person at desired prices. But again, but it's nice to have, like we're talking about, CXs, just because there's a lot of retailers that buy it from there, and then they might even see it just by merely scrolling through the endless meme coins and shit coins, and they might see Monero, and then, oh, what is this thing? Oh, privacy, and then they'll get more into it. So we don't need them, but it's nice for adoption. Okay, let's see. I have two videos that I'll play that in the end. So I think let's talk about Unstoppable private wallet. So Monero XMR is now live in Unstoppable. It's the 18th of August. And we talked about how Exodus is going to discontinue Monero. And today is the day. So they are ending support. And so Unstoppable promised they'll ship XMR at the same day. So here it is. Android version is already live on Google Play. It's going to be on iOS. It's going to be on the App Store. F-Droid usually takes 3 days after the GitHub publish, August 17th. We're past that, so it should be on it as well. The first release brings just core functionality, full XMR send and receive support, and the ability to choose your own public node. It's open source, available as SDKs, Swift/Kotlin for mobile devs to build on, and we'll be expanding those libraries over the coming weeks and months. They said that we did rush to hit today's deadline, so a few features are still missing. Sub-addresses, currently only primary address is used. Use addresses, view, list of all addresses you've used, address, labeling and transaction history, ability to view /export private /public spend keys plus view key, view only watch wallets, send to multiple addresses in a single transaction, optimize background sync. So for now, you can just send and receive XMR and choose exactly which node your wallet will sync. And then they said, privacy first, no compromises, peace. So this is Unstoppable now. Now is the 24th of August. And then somebody said, hey, hey bro, finally updated it, but don't slick off on those features. In the next 2 weeks, we will be checking up on you. And they wrote, yep, may come even sooner. They're in progress. So it's already the 24th of August. And hopefully we'll see all the other features coming on Unstoppable Wallet as well soon. Then a little bit on their take on Unstoppable Wallet's take on hardware wallets. So they said hardware wallets are overrated. They're specialized device. So specialized devices are safer. That's a sales pitch. So that's what they wrote. Self-custody isn't just can someone hack my chip. It's can I survive a real-world attack? Attacks. Mobile wallets aren't catching up. They've passed. Here's the reality. Privacy trap. Buying hardware wallets leaks your identity, and you truly have to think about this. So vendors have already exposed customer lists, name, addresses, holdings. Congrats, you're on a phishing or robbery target list, which is something to really consider. And also criminals, they know how they look like now. They know how your Trezor looks like, your ledger.
This is why Cupcake is so great.
Yep. So maybe they don't know how the Passport wallet looks like. Maybe if they dug more into it, that one is a cool wallet. It looks pretty cool. I think they wanted to integrate Monero. I think it's just Bitcoin still on the Passport, but it looks cool. Then there's the travel risk. Hardware wallet screams I own crypto at airports and borders. Good luck staying discreet. The paper, that'll be crazy. Imagine you go into some country where these things are just banned, and then they find their ledger, and then you just get taken by the police. Then the paper backup paradox. Every hardware wallet needs a paper backup. Lose the paper, lose your funds, and you're still stuck storing the most sensitive data in the most fragile form possible. Mobile wallets can generate encrypted backups, far safer if you know how to handle them properly. And then feature dead zone, limited firmware, no advanced defenses. On the other hand, mobile wallets like Unstoppable leverages OS level capabilities, duress modes, real phishing protection, biometrics. Apple and Google spend billions securing their OS. Hardware wallets do not have such means. And those are good points. If anybody disagrees, that'll be nice to see. So you can jump on viewers on stage, or you can write them on YouTube. I'm also paying attention to the YouTube comments as well. But these are good points. Now let's talk about, let's see. Okay, I just got a few more things, and then we'll play two videos, and that'll be it. So this one will be quick as well. Just are 51% attacks illegal? And this will apply to the US. So 51 attacks are illegal under the CFAA, which is the Computer Fraud and Abuse Act, which is in the US. In Europe, I haven't seen much of things on cybersecurity measures. The UK has, I think, something more, which is the Computer Misuse Act of 1990. We'll get into that just a little bit. But yeah, so essentially applying traditional legal concepts to blockchain technologies can be tricky business. But essentially, if a bad actor takes down a blockchain network, can any laws hold them accountable? The answer appears to be yes. The Computer Fraud and Abuse Act seems to clearly encompass 51% attacks and impose significant penalties on the attacker. So then he goes into 51% attack. I assume all of you know, but in case you're new, then it's essentially when miners gain control of a majority of the whole blockchain's computing power, which is 51%. Then they can do some damage, and it has happened in the past. Like for example, the Verge XVG network was attacked in April 2018. And the attacker absconded with approximately 35 million XVG. As a result, the token lost 15% in 24 hours in one day. Then 2019, you get the Ethereum Classic network attack, and double spent approximately 88,000 ETC. It didn't have a big price effect, but it still caused the token to lose 10% of its value. So if losses from 51% attacks continue to grow, eventually token holders will want payback. Ironically, a hacking statute from 1980 seems to provide a remedy. And yeah, so quickly, CFAA is principally a criminal statute prohibiting fraud and related activity in connection with computers. Under the CFAA, it is a crime to knowingly cause the transmission of a program, information, code, or command, and as a result of such conduct, intentionally cause damage without authorization to a protected computer. A conspiracy to commit or an attempt to commit these acts is similarly a crime. In other words, to violate the CFFA, a 51% attack must involve a knowing, 2 transmission of some information or command, that 5 intentionally, 6 causes damage without authorization to a protected computer. Qubit illegal actions. Yeah, essentially. But yeah, so we have this in the US. Now in Europe, I haven't seen much. I'll do more digging. I've seen just this act in the UK that I have, the Computer Misuse Act of 1990, that may have protection against these things. Essentially, unauthorized access to computer material, kind of same stuff, where you use, computer to attack another one, things of that nature. So yeah, I'll do more digging to see if I haven't seen much on the European side, just mostly just cyber criminal stuff. I don't know. But now let's play. I got 2 more videos and that's it. So let's play. I got a Monero rock song, which is cool. And then I have Tox's video. So let's play Tox's video of Maybe You Need a Monero. And he went hard with the edit. So go and give him a like. Actually, I didn't give him a like.
Do you think the federal...
So there we go. I give him a like right now. Wow, he's getting quite a bit of likes. That's cool. And a lot of saves. That's awesome. Yes. Let's watch this.
Do you think the federal government cannot see every transaction that you're doing? Unless you're using Monero.
As Bitcoin becomes more mainstream, criminals are finding other currencies of choice. Monero is a cryptocurrency designed to avoid tracking.
There's a few of them that it's a lot harder to, like Monero. Like if you want privacy, use Monero.
I am embarrassed to promote Bitcoin to people today. I'd be proud to promote something like a Monero.
Monero is a good cryptocurrency because it has more privacy protection than Bitcoin.
There's certain things I'm a massive fan of, like Monero.
No, Monero is the only goddamn currency that's used. Nobody uses Bitcoin.
To me, Monero is the litmus test, the sort of intelligence in Bitcoin.
Somebody wants privacy and they really feel strongly about it. Maybe you need a Monero.
Tuxedo Productions. This is cool. It gave me goosebumps. It's a really good video.
Yeah, it was well made. It was well made.
Oh. Yeah,
bravo to Tux.
It's just nice to be part of this community. It's such a nice community, and guys, if buy some stickers, also buy some XMR stickers, and stick them on polls and stuff like that. I have to buy some more. I used to stick whenever I would travel and stuff. But yeah, they're not that expensive, so buy them, stick them, spread the word. And yeah, welcome to the rebellion. We have a lot of work to do. Yeah, this is epic.
I just purchased some more stickers when I was in Portugal, when I made my Monero to Euros trade. I also bought some Monero stickers. Yeah, highly recommend. You can go on XMR Bazaar. There's a good vendor on there, I believe, selling them. You get some cheap Monero stickers. What'd you say?
Oh, did you buy them in person in Portugal?
In person, yeah. The guy that I did a Monero to Euros trade with also was selling stickers. So yeah.
That's cool.
That's awesome.
There we go. I think it's let's go on this one. Okay, so go on XMR Bazaar. 110 plus Monero stickers. Material received. Okay. Yeah. No tracking, no KYC, no nonsense, just Monero anonymous money.
They have an effect. I mean, you start to see them around, it works. I remember seeing a lot of Ethereum in Manhattan a couple of years ago. People like spray painting it on sidewalks and stuff. Obviously, I've seen quite a few Monero stickers in parts of Brooklyn, Queens. But yeah, it helps, especially if you're in like a densely populated area. If you're in a major city, get the stickers out there. Why not?
It would be sick if somebody in Antarctica put it on some pole there. Just make it into some crazy, I don't know. But it's cheap. You get 110 plus stickers for $12. Oof! I mean,
for what currency?
So 0.04 XMR for 110 plus Monero stickers. I think that's a really good price. It's a really, really good price. Okay, so now let's watch the last thing. I'm gonna play like 1-2 minutes of this industrial rock anthem with XMR. It's super cool, and then we'll be done with the new section. User 58 said, "I need those stickers." Yeah, I need them too. Yeah, so go to XMR Bazaar and find it and buy it. It's really cheap for 0.04 XMR. That's a lot. 110. Like you can fill most of your polls in your town. Maybe spread them. Don't do every single one. Skip a couple and then put another one. But yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. All right, let's go to. Oh, where is it? Oh, there we go. Okay. All right, so let's play this video.
Every transaction, a line in the sand, a permanent record across the whole land. They're watching your wallet, they're tracking your spend, a story they're writing that you'll never amend. They build up a profile, they know what you bought, your patterns, your habits, a fish to be caught in a dragnet of data, a transparent cage, another performer on history's stage. But there's a whisper, a flicker of code, a different solution, a new way to load, a digital ghost in the heart of the machine, to make all your history completely insane. We move in the shadows, a ghost in the wire, burning the ledgers with digital fire, with the ring signatures masking the trail that we blaze, lost in Monero's untraceable haze. This ain't for the cloud, this is for liberty, true fungibility, for you and for me.
Oof! Again, this is
That song is epic.
Oh,
It's
make
hard,
this the
it's
opening
hard.
of MoneroTopia.
It's called In the if you want to look it up, it's on YouTube. It's called In the Shadows, and it's by a channel called Crypto Song. And when I first heard it, I was like, "Oh my god!" I sat there and listened to it over and over on repeat again, like over and over on repeat for like an hour and 20 minutes, and didn't realize that I had been listening to it that long. It's epic.
Oh, it makes you want to get a Molotov and just go to your local government and just throw them in the windows.
It really does, though. I was like, "Oh my god, this is epic."
Oh, make this the opening or the closing of MoneroTopia.
Yeah, maybe we can reach out to them. I guess
But
was it
it's
like
AI.
AI generated? You think? Yeah.
Yes, that's yeah.
I don't know. See, the thing is I thought it might be, and then I thought it wasn't, and then I think it could be. So I'm not totally sure.
It's not very good, but I just wish that somebody can actually sing it for us, like, you know, if we invite them.
Yeah.
Instead of, you know, because that'll be sick.
Performer. Yeah, that'd be cool.